What's up, everybody? Oh my gosh, welcome back. After what? It's like 6 weeks. We are back with season 2 of the Frame100 podcast. I am your host. Wait, there's an echo somewhere. Where is this echo coming from? Is that coming from Chris?
It's gotta be Matt.
Nope, not me.
Matt.
I got a headset.
Nope, that should be good with me.
Oh, okay, good. I just heard the echo for a second. Okay, welcome back, season 2, guys. We added an epic co-host. Well, first we'll start off with our classic, everyone's favorite Brit, Tom, over at Scorch Bricks. God, still fucking bad. And then we have Chris from Gold Prick Productions.
How's it going, everyone?
And Matt from King Bricktail. Sup, Matt?
That was a lovely introduction, Austin. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
How's it going, guys?
I literally told Tom and Chris I was gonna do that as soon as
we've been plotting this.
I was like, all right.
Literally, yeah, he got in. He's like, right, Matt isn't here. How are we gonna screw with him?
That's pretty much it. Verbatim.
Oh yeah. No, what's up, Mega Derpy, who says hi 3 times. Sup, Penta. I saw Smuggles earlier.
Penta, who's he?
Dad is in chat. And by Dad, I mean Big Monkey. And Snorlax. Hello. Oh, my goodness. So
Good times. Yeah, Snorlax was on Plastic Fist earlier, and he said, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the podcast. Listening to other animators talk about films in the community makes me super happy.
Yeah, dude.
You know what, Snorlax? Your comment makes me happy. That's what.
Andrew, what's up, man? Oh, okay, guys, I'm looking to power through. What's up, Iron Bricks? I'm not sick, but I'm sick. So like I ate something off the ground. So like I'm not contagious, but
I'm pretty sick.
But I'm sick because of that. So
man. You know you've hit rock bottom when you're eating food off the ground. Come on.
Dude.
Rock bottom, ground.
Ha.
Okay, we'll leave it be.
We're done. We're done.
Yeah.
No,
some jokes are meant to die.
He'll fight.
Well, dude,
I've been fired 3 times already.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Tom's been fired 3 times.
So I was once fired from a podcast.
Most recently,
in order to get back on, I hijacked the podcast and did a podcast as 4 different characters and 4 different voices, and got a guest star. It's like, you know what? I don't think you're ever gonna want to fire me again because I'll come back.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Story for another time.
Oh, that's crazy. No 3-second rule. So I thought it was like 30 seconds. So I was like, oh, it's fine. I didn't want to reach down and pick it up right away. So.
Yeah, Tom, you got to stop getting fired, man. You know, most recently was a harassment suit because you couldn't stop calling me a chap, and everybody knows a chap is something that cowboys wear a pair of. It's not something you call somebody.
In Tom's defense, until Matt told us what that was, I had no idea that's what chap was, and I'm going to defer to Tom's version of chap because I'm pretty sure that's been around for longer.
It's more fun. I mean,
yeah, it's also more fun. So
yeah, that's democracy. Stings, doesn't it?
Democracy sucks.
Oh, we are a constitutional republic. I'm gonna stop now.
All right,
stop before I sprain something.
Time to get into the Lego business. Just had to say some fun stuff. But I did want to take a brief moment to kind of give you guys a little bit of an update on what's going on over here on my channel. But first, Dead Space is not out yet. Tom is at university, so I can't give him crap, but I kind of could because he told me earlier this year that it was supposed to be done before he goes to uni. We are a month into uni, and he's
we are like a year over schedule at this point. It is so bad.
So the university giveth, and the university taketh away.
So I'm thinking spring of 2018 is when Dead Space will be out. Would that be appropriate?
I want to see this.
I was like before. I was like, right, okay, this is it. I started Dead Space before Austin started Guns of Quarter, so there's no way he's getting his film out before me.
Oh, but it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen though.
Tom, you're running out of time, man. You know, Austin's got almost all the CGI he needs for part 1 of GOC, so it should be releasing on time.
I put in about 10 hours of post-production this week on all of the hard scenes. So like the lasers for the CGI. So everything else is gonna be a cakewalk. The thing is, I have left to do at this point. It's literally probably like, I don't know, 30 hours worth, and it will be done. But I just months, and I just can't start again once we stop. But don't worry, I will.
That's
Tom,
this is recorded by Brick Filming. It's a start and stop process.
It is. It is.
Yeah. That CGI though in Dead Space looks so gorgeous. I cannot wait.
It does.
It looks alongside the stop motion.
Austin may have a big film with lots of people in, but I've got the best CGI. No doubt.
Fight.
I wanna say I agree, but I don't think I do. Not with what Matt's been sending me. Okay. I have 3 words for you. Battle of Katana. End of story. The in-atmosphere CGI so far, which I haven't shown anybody. Oh,
you guys can see previews of this on my Instagram, by the way, at Bricktail Studios.
Yeah. It's gonna look.
What a nice little plug there, Matt. What a nice little plug.
Hang on a second. Sorry, webcam is broken.
You're good. And then
why you no work?
And then what I want to I was gonna update you guys. So I teased something on Twitter today. I think it was let me actually find out what I teased on my own Twitter. Give me 1 second to figure this out. Lol.
And I'll pull up your Twitter so I can confirm whether or not you're speaking the truth.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It was 8 hours ago. Okay, so it was earlier this morning. I was like, what if I told you guys that a new Lego animation series would start before Guns of Cordis? So yeah, what message was retracted?
Follow me. I was just looking at that. I was like, whoa. What's this?
What was that? Yeah.
That quickly.
Yeah. I got the power. I don't know.
So yeah, there's actually a couple things actually coming to the channel before Guns of Cordis. So Matt, I pretty much texted Matt today and I was like, Matt, do this for me and don't ask me why I'm doing it. And I'm actually really surprised. He hasn't really bothered me about it yet. And I usually when Matt doesn't know something, he's like he'll ask and I'll just like shrug it off and like kind of give him like a BS answer. And then he'll ask again, like more intent. So he hasn't done that yet. So
I like my details. See, I don't want to run into a repeat of what, the CGI has been for GOC because I'm not sure if we talked about this on the last Frame100 podcast episode of season 1, but for the love of God, it was so much easier doing Tom's. Not because of what was in the scene, but because Tom provided me with a storyboard and everything. He knew exactly.
Here we go again.
Austin, he gives me no context. He just says, he wants a battle in atmosphere, of this planet Katana, which is actually a planet from the Star Wars Expanded Universe. I didn't actually know that. Usually I'm the kind of guy that would, but so he gives me no context and total creative freedom, and I'm thinking like, okay, creative freedom, that's great, but because this guy needs to do a butt stop motion, I don't want to make the wrong thing and then have him say like, oh yeah, this is garbage, I can't use this, I needed to redo this, when it took like 2 days to render on my computer.
What, Tom? Go on. I want to hear this.
Yeah. He's just like when I did stuff back in the day for him. He was just like, yeah, you know what? I really like the way you put together scenes, so I'm going to give you complete creative control and
complete creative control. That is a very dangerous
like, yeah, that's
statement.
great. And then I'm up later, and I'm just like,
dude, hey, Tom has done amazing CGI for me in the past. He did a great job in Beyond the Stars and Strange Happenings. So, and I just said, do this, and he did it. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah,
Be
but
more,
it seems
be
you
more
keep
like
getting
Tom,
lucky.
man. I did
keep
probably
getting
get lucky. I did
really
get lucky.
lucky.
I did. I feel like if I tried to make Tom do what Matt's doing right now, I feel like it would have ended our friendship like months ago. I feel like he just would have been like, "Yep, okay, we're done here." But yeah, so like this is probably no surprise to anyone, but there will be a Minecraft short before Guns of Cordis because that cow animation. Oh my god! I'm going to upload that today, like later. Oh my gosh.
I'd love to see a frame by frame of how you animated that, because I've actually thought of doing a Minecraft short or two as well. And so I bought some sets for this, but I'm thinking like, okay, how the heck am I going to animate this pig or this cow or this sheep?
Oh, dude, it's so much fun. I'll make a dude. You just gave me my next piece of content for next Friday.
Yeah, because that's actually a really good idea. Tutorials for how to do even just the regular old Lego horse that can't move its legs, or like a Lego dog or something.
Yeah,
I reckon it's easier to move the Minecraft heads because they've got.
Oh, it's so much easier to move the heads.
Yeah,
dude,
I can imagine.
Like move the character and the hair's moved and the head stayed the same, and I'm just like,
yeah.
You think it would be even harder to animate dealing with a bunch of blockheads?
Yeah, a bunch of blockheads. Chris, with the jokes, my gosh.
Man, yeah, these
here. Yeah, but for real though, I think it would be cool to see some Minecraft animation style. I mean,
Snorlax, you animated 11 seconds in less than an hour. I did do that yesterday.
that's like
that's a miraculum, a Christmas miraculum.
But like, it wasn't bad animation though. That's the crazy part. It wasn't bad animation.
Were you still taking test shots for like half an hour beforehand?
I did take about a half hour of test shots, yes.
Yeah. Literally, when I open my Dragon Frame, I start taking pictures and it just like pops up and it's like, "Do you want to take a test shot?" And I'm like, "Oh, don't worry about it."
Okay, hang on, got it fixed. There we are.
Yeah, welcome back.
Logitech, your camera's supposed to work. All right, now that I've disrupted, continue.
No, yeah. So it wasn't bad animation. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, no, Thack. So I'm already preparing myself for Thack. I don't have things in the works, but I already know what I'm gonna make when Thack comes around, and I already bought everything, and it's literally sitting in a box over in my area that just says Thack 2018, because I'm assuming it'll start in the beginning of 2018.
This could be pretty good.
Yeah.
The joke on TPF has been, Thack is better than Christmas.
Yeah.
And everybody got up in arms.
I mean, I agree.
Oh, everyone's gonna get up in arms again.
Fuck.
Oh, that's right, the theme.
The best Thack.
Snap. I could just get wrecked right now. I'm banking on it being something I can use now. Okay. That's I forgot
what's
about
everyone's
that.
favorite Thack entry that they can remember?
I know mine. That's easy.
I know mine for sure.
I don't think I've seen too many. The one I always remember is Keshin's.
Nope. Meant to be.
Yes.
Meant to be. Meant to be. By Forlorn Creature.
No, the one that was like.
Of course.
Yeah, dude. Oh wait.
Like, are we counting official Thack entries? Because I think Spirit of the West is basically a Thack entry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's true. It took him, like, what?
4 hours?
Yeah.
Just 4 hours. Why not? Sure.
Oh, Thack isn't a Thack entry? What?
Oh, is it not?
A 4 hour animation. I get it.
It isn't? Oh, okay.
Interesting. Okay, I get it.
Because
That was the one I was thinking of, ironically.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's Keshin's, I think.
While we're
funny.
talking about this, though, guys, we need to quickly. This is breaking news from Twitter. So, yesterday, Forlorn Thomas Evans graduated from uni yesterday, and I was like, "Oh, sweet! Does that mean you're gonna, come back to Lego?" And his response was, "Honestly, I'm not sure at the moment. He might be done."
Dude, that's what you say all the time.
He might be
that's the wrong answer. The wrong answer is
He's copying you for once.
Shut up.
Right answer is the spirit of brick filming calls, and I must answer. That's pretty much what happens. It won't be long till he's back. He's like, I want to brick film again. The call will come.
Everyone comes back.
Yeah,
Everyone comes back.
Like he needs.
If you like
it, if he ever actually said, "Hey guys, I'm gonna be done," I think I don't know what happened. I wouldn't have anyone to idol worship in the brick filming community. I wouldn't.
You me?
Yep, it's hard stuff.
Until you put out an actual film, Tom. And actually, I'd probably go like right back to Forest Fire, to be honest. No, never mind.
Oh man,
Zach MG. Sorry, it's always gonna be Zach MG, but or Nick Duran. Anyway, that was a little bit of news. I was like, oh my gosh, they might have Tom might be not coming back, but he better, because we need to work on the next Creepers film, and he said he'd work with me eventually in the future. So.
I thought you were talking about me then. I was like, I've made a Creepers film. I'm gonna make it.
I'll be your idol, Shawarma man. I'm not your idol. Yeah, sorry, man. I hate to break it to you, dog. Really hate to break it to you, man.
Yep.
But yeah, I went out to Target today and almost got a bunch of Lego, but I've been like really trying to like conserve my spending. So like, if I really want it, I'll go back tomorrow and get it. I literally filled my cart like up, like full, like up.
Wow.
Yeah.
You sound so responsible right now.
Dude, I legitimately drove past a Target the other week and I almost freaked out. I was like, oh my god, it's Target. What?
Oh,
what?
Really?
Oh man. Yeah. It's so hard walking that store and saying, okay, I'm not gonna buy any Lego. I'm not gonna buy any Lego.
Dude.
And next thing you know, you've walked out with 3 sets, 2 poly bags, and a partridge in a pear tree. It's bad.
Yeah, dude, no, literally. So like, I was walking to my car the first time, like leaving today. I stopped, started walking back in, and then I'm like, no! And then I turn around and I go back to my car and actually drive home. I was like, if I really want it that bad, I will go back tomorrow and get one of the things that I had in my car.
Like, stash all the sets you want behind other different sets and nobody buys them.
I swear, someone is doing that at my local Target. I can't figure out who it is, but it's probably some kid. He's like, I want a Star Wars Lego set. And he's trying to hide it behind all the Ninjago boxes. Well, I'm on to you, kid. I'm on to you, random Bozeman, Montana kid.
So there's one more of that, Tom. Since you love talking about sets, I can't believe we're talking about sets. This will be like really quick, and then I'll actually get into some animation. So that one set with Finn and Rose, right? There was one more of it at Target, and that was one of the things that I wanted. And if I really want it, I'll go back tomorrow and get it. So what I did was I took it and I ran it all the way over to the bicycle section and the fitness section and put it in a gym bag. So it'll be there tomorrow. It'll be there tomorrow when I want it. But anyway, we're gonna get back to actual Lego animation stuff. And we talked about this last week in the kind of me just coming back to stream again podcast that was really random with Chris and Matt.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Tom turned 21 or 22. Tom, how old are you?
21.
Yeah, 21. Yeah, Tom just turned 21. So he was unable to make last week's little stream, but we were talking about kind of the current state of the animation community, or brick filming community, I should say, and it's in a good spot. It's in a better spot than it was, I feel, last year. Last year was kind of rough. Actually, the last couple years were kind of rough, but I know everyone likes to say The Force Awakens was the thing that brought brick filming back. I disagree. I just think everyone kind of just went on YouTube and was like, Lego movie, and then they're like, oh, people actually make them, and I think that's what started the trend up again. But like I said, it's in a good spot. Could be in a better. But one thing we were talking about was how little the Bricks in Motion forums gets used. Or to rephrase that, and Penta, jump in and chat if you want to shed some light on any future things that I know you guys are considering talking about. So we all know Zach Missius put up a really good tweet. Matt, are you on Twitter?
Yeah,
yes.
I saw that. Actually, I saw
find that. This made me laugh. Zach Messias tweets,
it was
YouTube
so
creators, Adpocalypse is taking away our revenue, our very livelihoods. Animators, welcome to the club. Beers are in the fridge.
Yep. That was a perfect example of the current state.
Yeah, I shared that with the guys. I'm like, ain't this the truth?
Yeah, that's kind of the current state of the brick filming community on YouTube and the brick filming community in general, kind of. Even though brick filming had never anything to do with revenue, but what I mean by that is, it's decline and lack of spark. Man, I'm powering through this cold right now.
That's right. Maybe we can put it this way: it was never about the revenue, but the revenue became such a perk of doing it. And now that YouTube's been going through a lot of system changes, it's just like, there goes one of the really big perks. I know there's one channel a while back. Dang, I can't remember. I can't remember their names. They did a lot with monetization on YouTube, and that's how they funded all their Lego that went into their project. And now they're no longer doing Lego because they just can't fund it.
You mean Brick Queen? That
was it. There we go.
I was going to say that was the one.
Yeah, I was like, what in the world?
Personally,
what happened?
Personally, I really do I really feel bad for Brick Queen and Brick Titan.
It's bad. I mean, imagine trying to, develop something like that for so long. Like I subscribed to them, way back when, and I wasn't a dedicated viewer, but I pop by every now and again, saw their stuff, and it was good. But dang, just to have all that fold it's discouraging. It really is.
Yeah. Definitely. Although, go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say, if there is a silver lining to this, it's again, and I mean just channels shutting down or decreasing in the amount of content that they produce. It's better news for us because at least that gives us people who upload rather infrequently a chance to have their stuff kind of bubble up to the top in people's feeds.
The only way that works. Also, you forget that those channels are 5 billion times our size. It'd be worth it if they were like, hey, since we're being inactive, go check out the Brick Filmers community. And then everyone just flooded over. That's what they should have done.
That'd be great.
That's what they should have done.
That'd be great.
Although Tom, what is that face? That was a I don't know face.
No, it's just I'm trying to read the chat and I don't have my contact lenses in.
Yeah, it's getting pretty crazy here. Someone comments to my room. Thanks, guys. Comment on Brick Queen and Brick Titan. 500 views per video.
What? 500 views per video?
Yeah, it's that bad.
Wow.
Yep.
It's bad.
That's sad.
And I feel like we'll be able to discuss this for so long. Oh, what's this going on?
This is another thing. I mean, I know this is totally off topic, and Austin doesn't really like talking about this, but
go ahead.
Back in the day when people used to make review videos, it was really big when the quality used to be quite low and they were quite easy to make and it would give you quite a good return. But then it got to the point where people were ramping up the quality and the length
and it
so much
really
that it was such an investment to make them, and they just weren't getting the return for it anymore.
Yeah.
And so that I think that's what killed it off.
No, that's a good point. I don't mind you talking about that as long as it's relevant, Tom. Okay, relax.
That is a good point because I can totally see people clicking off of a video. If they say, "Oh, this isn't professional,"
Yeah,
it's kind of like when I'm looking up a tutorial for something. Usually I try to find the most professional one available because usually the person speaking in the video is very articulate and does a good job. So other videos might not get that attention.
Sure. I remember, I don't know if you guys remember AKP Studios? BKM.
The name sounds
BKM Pictures.
Yes, I remember him.
Squad something or other. It was a super cool animation, but he stopped making brick films because basically he would ramp the quality up, but his lowest quality videos would be like millions of views, and yet the videos he spent 10 times the amount making, 10 times the amount of time making, would just be like 9,000 views or whatever, which is
I've noticed that trend. It's frustrating.
But that's also because the community is not as big as it used to be. It's not.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. Videos. That's kind of, I don't want to say start out, but videos that have more views garnered over time are going to show up higher in the search results because regardless, that's weighed as more popular.
Oh yeah.
Which again is
exactly.
why my older videos make up the vast majority of the viewership of the channel.
Yep, and I could say the same thing too. And it just so happens those older videos are of lower quality.
Yeah.
Maybe not so much a causation as just a correlation.
Yeah, and it
yeah.
Well, I think what kind of helps with that is end cards. I thought about doing because that provides a way that so maybe the recommended video thing on the right side of YouTube doesn't have another one of your videos, but maybe at the end the end of a video you can add an end card that says, hey, look over here, this is what my newer content is, check this out. So you kind of get a chain going of from one video to the next.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
end cards is not something I've done. Something I want to try though.
But you're banking off someone watching till the end.
That's true.
Yeah, that's the problem as well.
hard.
Like, if you look at the analytics, most of the viewers drop off immediately.
I kind of wanna go look at my analytics now just to kind of provide.
That's why I'm like so happy with Matt's CGI because it's going to be the first shot of the film. Hopefully, people are going to go, oh, okay, yeah, this is decent. I'm going to watch this rather than just
basically
click on
clickbait. It's basically clickbait. Is what you're saying.
To a certain
They've
degree,
already clicked on
clickbait
it.
works.
Entertain
It's
them.
frustrating.
Yeah, clickbait does
Yeah.
work. Lol, like that's everyone knows that. But okay, analytics. I want to go to retention.
I feel like if you can keep a viewer through the first minute, they'll stay till the end.
Okay, where's my retention?
I actually have not
And
checked out that part
message-
of my analytics either, and I'm interested because most of my videos come in at under 3 to 4 minutes.
Oh my
So-
gosh. Okay. So looking at all my videos, not all of them, these are the top 25 videos. Average percentage viewed, 36%.
That's pretty decent, actually. That's pretty decent.
No, that's god awful.
Now I'm curious too.
Now is
By
that,
our standards, that is awful. But
now is that for like actual brick
Ugh.
films or some of these
Well, let me see brick film. Okay, so Lego Minecraft First Night. Okay, that's a little better. That's 48%.
yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it escalated. Now keep in mind these results are going to be skewed because they're going to be videos where someone watched it for a few seconds and is like, not really interested, and then some people who did watch all the way to the end.
That's true.
It's going to be very heavily skewed. Then
Right.
I kind of
And
had
it's that person who watches to the end that's going to become a subscriber.
exactly.
Or is more likely to.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, these days I monitor things by subscribers and comments because subscribers aren't the entirety of it, but it's people who are saying, "Hey, I like what you do. I want to get updated on some basis."
Yeah.
And then
That's another
comments
thing.
to me are proof that you actually watched the video or they actually engage in the community.
Yeah. What's up, Tom?
End cards ruin the retention stats because people click off card
That's
come up.
true. That's true. They would.
That is true. Yeah, because they doesn't get to the end.
I've got a 70% one on my Alien one, which isn't too bad.
Yeah, no.
I feel like the Batman one
Too.
is really low.
Yep. Just thinking about this though, with YouTube and such, I can't help but think of Lego back in the 90s and early 2000s. You guys know the story, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
How basically they were worried that they were losing their market. And so they started doing some really, really desperate things to try and grab new markets, only to realize that they had to go back to their roots of who they were.
Yeah.
Like you guys know the story of the Jackstone fire truck, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. For those of you who don't know in the audience, one of Lego's basically cleanup people after 2000, they had the job of trying to get Lego straightened out after Lego was on the verge of bankruptcy. Star Wars had barely saved them, but they couldn't just keep banking on that. They had to come up with some kind of new innovation in order to get themselves out of a bind. And so the guys, one of the guys on the team started thinking, okay, what are we doing and why is it not working? And so they ended up looking at some of the sets. Now, before he went to a board meeting, he just wandered through some of Lego's design areas. Oh, Galador, yes.
Ugh,
Exactly.
Galador.
Galador was a great example. So they did a Duplo. I believe it's called the Darwin Project, which is to digitize all of Lego and make that the epicenter for the Lego product, which doesn't make sense. Kids don't want to play virtual bricks. But that's besides the point. That's the topic for another time. Anyways, he walks into the Lego labs and he decides to build a fire truck just for the heck of it. He doesn't build it as if it's going to be a product. He builds it as if he was going to build a fire truck as he did when he was a kid. He brings his fire truck in the meeting, and he brings one of those old Lego Jackstone fire trucks. And he tells the team, okay, tell me the difference between these two trucks. And the one team was like, well, the one looks like a fire truck. The other's kind of like a spaceship that's a fire truck. The minifigures were off-putting because they didn't feel very signaturely Lego. The one had a complex build. The other was like 3 pieces slapped together. And he says, look, this is a fire truck. This is what Lego is in terms of creativity, originality, and the ability to make anything you want without having to just dumb it down to a system of, oh, we got to make the cool action hero toy. And he points to the Jackstone fire truck and he says, we are never making a fire truck like this again. Now, have we ever seen a fire truck like that ever again?
Nope.
Not at all. And I started thinking that's probably the same with the brick film community. We've been in a place where we were at our prime, we were doing awesome things, we were getting views, we get subscribers, we were talked about. And then just with YouTube going on, it's so easy to go back into the habit of, well, you got to do stuff like, clickbait things, reacts, health bars, 1,000-degree knives. Maybe in order to really get the sense of brick filming, in order to go back to that point, we'd ask ourselves what it means to be a brick filmer. And I know it sounds kind of cheesy, but there's a time where we were innovators and we were artists. Maybe that's what we need to go back to.
Matt will know exactly what I'm saying when I say the key to winning as the rebellion is to fight like the rebels, not like the empire.
Thank you.
Yes,
that's exactly it.
War reference.
So that's it. That's it on the head. We've got to
use your strengths to your advantage.
Exactly. We're artists. We're innovators. Why do people watch brick films? Because they want to see a different level of creativity. Goofy stunts that we do across, Thack and Brawl and all that. People want to see that. People want to see, cool tricks such as, Lego motion blurs. When you take pieces and you create the sense of motion that other animators just really don't do. They want to see crazy jokes. They want to see you drop names. They want to see all the things. They want to see the community sense. That's what made us brick filmers. I'm getting passionate.
This is so good. This is good.
Dude, I love it.
So good.
Yeah. I've been racking my brain trying to think.
Yeah.
How can we do this?
Tom with the seal of approval right there.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what?
Damn, I got a little goosebumpy there, Chris. Oh, good.
Woo, it's good. I feel an energy rush. Nice. It's just YouTube is not the same now as it was back then. We were talking about this, Austin, back on your random unscheduled stream. Stream.
Yeah.
YouTube is different, and we as brick filmers will have to learn to be different without abandoning what makes us who we are. Because there are channels who we call them sellouts. We made a joke about Nickelback earlier. Nickelback is a sellout.
Yeah.
How do we not be sellouts?
Yeah.
How do we change, but how do we stay who we are? And I think once we figure that out, that stuff like YouTube analytics and the state of the community is going to escalate again.
Yeah, I totally agree.
And yes, we could make a religion/cult out of this. I prefer not to, though. I like how it's a healthy obsession, not an unhealthy obsession.
Yeah.
Someone go on the Bricks in Motion forums with that username, the Church of Brick Filmology, and we'll just save it. Just go take it now. And then randomly comment on certain threads and being like, this is not up to code with our beliefs.
Oh gosh. Yeah, for real though.
Dude, oh, that's so good, Chris. That's so good.
You got Tom fired up. Like Tom is just like,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go.
I mean, there was a time where I was out of the brick filming community, and quite honestly, that was one of the
Worst
hardest
time
times
of
for me.
your life.
I wasn't able to unleash that creativity I used to. And it wasn't like I was doing anything crazy. It was just
same here.
Yeah. Just getting back into brick filming. I mean, it was literally a day where I was feeling like garbage and I wanted to do something other than, homework, classes, sleep, repeat.
You know what's funny?
I don't think I did well in that assignment that I cut out for Captain Existential, but it was great finally just getting something out there again and making people laugh and making them go, whoa.
You know what's funny though, Chris, is me and Matt have taken a lot of hiatuses from brick filming over the past couple of years, and I recently just got out of just a month or so break. This is what happened though. Like we took hiatuses because we were like, hey, maybe we should go and get a social life. And then a month later, we're just like, what? Why did we ever think this was a good idea? Why did we think this was a good idea?
It's overrated, guys.
Yeah, it's so overrated. It's like,
for real though.
Oh man.
Yeah. Look, let's be real. We live in a time and place where people find it more popular to be all, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing, when they really aren't doing anything. And yet we live in a niche of brick filming, of animation, of fans that go, not so much about what I'm doing, but look what I've done. And I want you to enjoy
Chris,
what I've done.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to make you a pitch. Every week, instead of coming on the show, you just make an hour of you just speaking, and I'm there. I'm there.
I'm there. My God.
I could always rant if need be.
Yeah, this was a fantastic hire right here.
Yes,
thank
bring
you.
it on, Chris.
Yeah, I love being here. It's great.
But yeah, that's the thing. When you look at the narcissistic, self-obsessed, culture that's propagated on social media of people basically trying to brag about their lives, look how great my life is, when in reality it's usually just a facade. Half of it's made up. But see, whereas they are putting stuff out there to try and make themselves look good and to inflate their egos, what we do is, by broadcasting ourselves, we are altruistic. We are giving to the communities. We are sharing a gift with the world.
Exactly. And it's not like, we're like, look at what we've created from our ivory towers. We're just guys who like animating, who like creating things. And sure, we get some satisfaction out of it. And it's always great to see the view numbers go up. But in the end, I think most of us animate not because we want to animate, but because we want to share something. The give and take.
For me, when I animate, it's all about those, it's like that one frame out of 100 you look at and you just go, wow, I've really nailed that one.
Yep,
absolutely. There are a couple shots in 0 Hour so far that look absolutely amazing, and part of what I love so much about them is that they are they directly reference moments from the first campaign mission of Republic Commando, and I just know that people are going to look at that and be like, oh, there it is, really cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and those are the things that we live for,
Yep.
Those aha moments.
Yeah, like yesterday with the mushroom. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Cannot wait to upload that.
I want to see that.
Oh
yeah, man, it looks pretty good actually.
My goodness.
Yeah.
There will be a tutorial on how to make your mushroom walk.
I want to see that tutorial for sure.
Yes, next Friday. Like literally, Matt gave me the idea for the Friday video, and I had no idea what I was gonna do for the Friday video. I was just gonna do another stream probably because I'm bad. But anyway,
may as well, yeah. Although I think we've all been kind of busy between my classes and career fair and stuff, and I got to plan how to be an adult, for crying out loud. I haven't been able to do any brick filming at all.
Yeah, I'm feeling that.
Adulting is time consuming.
Goodness gracious! I wish I'd write a book about it.
dude, and also like with the NFL backup too. Like my Sundays are kind of just like
Oh, you like NFL? Oh,
shut up, Tom! Shut up, Tom!
Hey, wow! I like how
Chicago Bears, beat his Steelers. That was fun to watch, and then rub it in because that totally should not have happened.
It shouldn't have happened. I agree.
Mike Lennon is awful.
You know what the best part about what just happened is? The comment that goes, "This chat is wonderfully life affirming. So glad I'm back in brick filming."
Yeah.
As you're screaming, "Shut up! Shut up!
Shut up, Tom!"
We all love each other. Disclaimer.
Yeah. We all. It's chill. It's chill.
Yeah, we are glad we could provide such a life affirming, presentation in this podcast.
What was I gonna talk about next? Oh yeah, never mind. I figured it out. The Bricks in Motion forums and how we can make them great again. That was not a political reference at all.
Well, we don't want to make them not great because I think that would be counterintuitive.
It won't let you post a link.
Apparently it's a slogan that works.
It won't let you post a link, Tom?
It's being really weird.
What are you trying to post a link of? To
Suited Ninja Nerd made. And I'm in it. Okay, so you gotta work
up
the change my voice. You changed my voice.
That video is fantastic.
It's so good, right? But it's only I just
were in it. I thought I recognized your voice. You were in it. I know that Lainey from Lainey Stop Motion Studio was in that as well.
Yeah.
She did a pretty good job too.
See, Lainey, and I've been seeing that name on the Bricks in Motion Discord, and I have no idea who that is.
She's making waves. She's probably the most ambitious voice actress in the brick filming community.
Wait.
Yeah, but it's not the hardest job, is it? Because let's face it, there aren't that many of them.
Yep. Let's see where I figured she'd be all, can you stop asking me? Like, I don't think she's ever turned down a voice acting request.
Well, I think she's gonna be the successor to Brick 7.
I've been hearing about Brick 7.
Yeah, she'll be Brick 7's successor. I've had Brick 7 do voices for me since like 2010 or so.
Oh yeah. Oh, and here she is.
Lady Stubbins Studios. What's up?
Oh.
Sorry if I was dismissive. I saw you in Bricks in Motion, but I haven't turned to see some of the stuff that you've done.
That'll work. Yeah, I think my sister got tired of me asking to voice. Chris. Fine.
That's literally the same thing with me.
I feel bad though because I've been outsourcing all of my voice acting to hiring people. So Guns of Cordis and the stuff for 2018 alone has costed me roughly $600 because of all the people I hired.
Goodness gracious, why are you paying them?
Oh man, good lord! You're already running up a tab with me with the CGI.
Yeah. So
wow.
I'm gonna have to write Matt an IOU or something.
Goodness gracious. So Austin, can we cut a deal, perhaps? Lending my golden vocal cords.
Chris, don't get your hopes up, mate. Don't get your hopes up.
Who was it earlier that said I had a great podcast voice? I think is so funny because people have been telling me, literally since I hit puberty, that I have a great radio voice.
Lol.
You do.
You really do.
Lol. Even I was able to get Tom to work for me for free. Yeah, see, I've known Tom works for me by default, but everyone else.
Yep.
It's something to do with the overseas things and the tax getting lost.
Yeah,
all that stuff. Yeah, that's fun.
Nothing to do with that, but no,
me and Austin work in favors. He lets me render on his computer, and I do voices for him.
Yeah. Render
I'll do it.
Okay, it's done. What? Oh man, but yeah, no. I think out of all four of us, definitely Chris and Matt have the radio voice, or have the best two podcasts. Me and Tom are kind of just
Tom, your voice is very laid back and calm, which I think is a good contrast for when we've got Austin here. When Austin gets fired up, he gets fired up.
That he does. Yep.
Sometimes it's great where it's build that hype, and then sometimes it's we're going too fast.
Yeah, stop.
We're going ludicrous speed or whatever.
Yeah, no. Tom is definitely for the past 2 years has definitely been my anchor. If I ever wanted to do something really ambitious, he's so let's think about this.
I've done a wider script this time. The number of times I said that to you It's
I know.
Yeah, it's like
Yep.
let's write a script first. I'm like, no, Tom, I don't want to.
That would be great. But what we should actually do is what we can do.
Yep. Voice acting. Yeah, some people are talking about voice acting here in the comments. One thing I've started doing recently, and I'm kind of hoping this catches as a trend, when people do different collaborations, you know how in music, when you have a song, it'll give like a song title and say featuring the other artist that's on there?
Yeah. Yeah.
See, I feel like that's something that we should start considering in the brick filming community.
Yeah,
So
but
if
if
we-
also stuff that comes with chorus, it's like
Yeah.
like featuring 13 names.
Yeah.
Now,
There's
for some of those, it's not going to happen. But if you have, say, like 1 or 2 other people, it might be worth considering to get more exposure.
There's going to be a lot of links in the description, and the credits are going to go on forever. So
Actually have a credit, not just name over and over again.
And see, I wish YouTube's new credit system where you can credit other people. I wish it could be applied for channels that aren't 10,000 subs. Yeah, now I know credits are great, but credits are in video, and they don't really work well into the searching part for YouTube.
Yeah.
And you could do that the same in the description, but if you have something in the title, there's a quick little FEAT insert voice.
Yeah.
Then suddenly you've doubled the amount of search terms that someone can find your brick film by. And not only does they find you, but they find the person that you were working with.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be cool if there was a list.
A list?
Something like that.
Someone should make a thread. Penta. Someone should make a thread on BIM and make it a sticky thread for casting calls and just put everyone who's like.
I thought that was already something there for casting calls.
Well, there's a thread for casting calls. I don't think there's like a sticky thread for.
But we need like a thread that doesn't just get overflown with.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Yeah, or just a way to specifically reach out to people, who might be interested.
And that we do it. I know this episode is going to be a longer one than like our usual like hour ones because we've been out for like 6 weeks. But we'll segue in to. I know Matt really wants to do a freaking brick film review segment. Again.
Well, hey, I thought
Let's
it was
do
a good idea. People liked it, and it really, I think it gave a hand to some people in the community who may have needed it.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I just like to give you crap because you're so like adamant about it, and I really admire your dedication to the segment of a show. So, and then
it's a fantastic idea.
And then we'll talk about the
Matt's definitely the serious guy behind these podcasts.
Yeah, literally. Tom are just like.
Week 2, I was 5 minutes late, and after the show, Matt was just like, yeah, that was a good show, Tom. Tom? Don't be late.
Yep.
Yeah, see, I listen to, a bunch of podcasts that are really well done. I imagine they're partially scripted or at least, a little more organized than we are, a little less freeform. Ben Shapiro, Andrew Clavin, they're political podcasts.
Ben Shapiro's the best.
No, dude, I love him. He is just one heck of a debater.
Austin, could you give me a shout out? Boy, don't even give me a shout out, boy. Don't even. Anybody here who wants some good voice acting, please hit me up on Twitter.
Oh my god.
My god.
Don't worry, I got you, fam.
I could help you out, Garrett.
I'm there 100%.
Let me know.
I'll help you. Yeah, we'll all help. Just consider everyone.
Like literally, a couple of years ago, I came up with a script idea to write something like. Has anyone read the X-Wing novels?
Yes.
Yes.
So I was like, so I can make a squadron of pilots, and I was like, how am I going to get 12 different people to voice?
Yeah.
Hey, Stewart pulled it off.
What?
It can be done. You have to be really tenacious, but you have to do it.
Yeah, I do remember having a real problem getting voice actors for one film, though. It was just taking months and months just to get voice actors. Sometimes it's super hard.
And see, also that's also why I started outsourcing it to people, because I'm not recommending this if you like don't want to spend money on getting some stuff, but like I have been getting my voice actors for like GOC and the 2018 and even the 2019 projects. Yes, 2019 projects have already started. I
have 2019 projects. They've been in production for years.
Dead Space. But
whatever
like,
you're currently working on becomes a project due out next year.
At least you're good on planning, though.
I've been getting a lot of my voices from Fiverr. There are a lot of great people on there who can do voices for like relatively cheap. And I guess I'm kind of elitist though when it comes to voice acting, because especially like for Guns of Cordis, everyone who's voicing in it is an adult. Like there are no teenagers or children voicing. I am gonna need a kid to voice a younger person, but like other than that, it's like all adults, and I feel like that kind of like screws me when it comes to voice acting. That's just me and how I want to like make my my animations. But yeah, that's
Well, we all have our preferences. I mean, if we're gonna put the time into a project, we got to ensure that our voice acting people are, you know, that they're gonna do the job.
One of those making break things.
Hold up. I gotta ask you about this, Chris. You're doing a Valley Girl voice for someone?
Like totally. I'm just like doing the Valley Girl voice.
Yes.
We were just talking about the other day, and they're like, "Chris, can you do it?" Like, I'll do it. I mean, I'll like do it. Oh,
duh! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, where's my phone? I can really pull this off.
Can you put that in like your Twitter?
Like, oh my gosh! And she was like, "Oh." My sister hates me for that.
Yeah, dude.
Chris, I received what I said,
hilarious, bro.
You could do a whole hour of just you speaking, but in that voice.
Oh goodness.
Yeah. So in your Twitter bio, you need to put part-time Valley Girl in your Twitter bio.
Yeah.
I'm working on it right now.
Go ahead, Matt.
I was gonna say, speaking of voice acting, you know, I'm just gonna put this out there again. You know, I would really love to do voices for 0 Hour, but again, you know, much like how GOC is, I want it to be, you know, authentic. I want it to sound good. So, you know, a lot of clone troopers obviously are going to be part of this series. So I need somebody who sounds like, you know, they can do a really good, you know, D. Bradley Baker or Tamira Morrison clone trooper impression.
They would be gold.
If anybody out there knows somebody who can do that, please let me know, because I would really love to do voices this time around.
They would be so gold. Like, oh my god. Like, the latest Batman film I'm making, I've made the whole film just because I got this one guy to voice Batman who sounds perfect. And I'm like, yep, I will make a film around your voice.
That's pretty cool, though.
But all right, we'll segue into the Brick film review segment. Matt, could we do Andrew's first, and then we'll...
Yes, okay. So yeah, we'll talk about 2 films today, because I know there was one you wanted to take a look at.
Yes, for a couple reasons. One, if you guys don't know who Andrew Brick Movies is, go and look him up after the show. I don't know if he's still here in chat at all. But
yeah, I should check him out.
I have been following Andrew. I met Andrew when he first started, like, really, like, uploading on YouTube. I think I was subscribed to him. I was like his 50th subscriber, like way back in the day. And it has been such a, honestly, like such a joy to me seeing him improve his craft over the past year and a half. Like when he first started, it was really, really, you know, like everyone is when they start out, like it was rough. But he has really shown immense progress. His latest film, The Crow Man, the horror film, only has 63 views, but it was beautiful.
Oh, let's correct this injustice.
What do we
only
correct?
63 views.
Yeah, only 63. But it is a really good story. The only criticism I usually ever have for most people is, I mean, I maybe it's because of the way it like the genre of the film, it's a horror film, but I felt like the shots in between, like especially in the dialogue scenes, it was very fast, switching between characters speaking, and it was really kind of difficult to kind of get yourself fully immersed in the dialogue scenes when it was going boom, 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 and not able to really like focus in on one specific character. And then honestly, that's really it. But I wanna get your feedback on that because I need to step off for just a minute, but you guys can continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't eat any food off the ground. Yeah.
It is an interesting note. I found that horror movies follow a really sporadic pattern of speed. So you have slow going for a little bit. Things are kind of getting tense and kind of a climax, and all of a sudden, boom, something quick happens.
Yeah, and that's where you get your jump scares.
A jump scare, yes.
Yeah, it's definitely a different cut than other genres. It's like it's a very specific. Yes. It's fast paced, but it's not fast paced like action. It's quite jumpy, I think, and I think he pulled that off quite well.
Yep.
Yeah, and see, this is something I really like. Is I've seen a few more people kind of stepping into the genre of along the lines of horror with brick filming, and it's a difficult thing to do. To make something filmed with Lego, which is totally non-scary in pretty much every way. Try to really give a sense of horror and at times even disgust. It's difficult to convey with a brick film, and Andrew, I think you did a great job here. One other notable example was I think I talked about this last episode of last season. Was I can't remember the name of the film, but it was the one with the blob that gets on board the Imperial Star Destroyer, and just kind of watching the stormtroopers try to figure out how to stop this thing and freak out as they're consumed by it was pretty cool. But yeah, the Crowman right here, it looks like, I put it in the comments, looks like the beginning of a great series. I want to see more of this. It's well animated, well lit.
Yeah, and that's actually the thing. When I was watching it, I was super impressed of how professional, because usually I think one of the biggest jumps from an amateur brick film to a good brick film is cutting out light flicker completely. And I was watching this, and I was actually watching it critically, because I was like, right, okay, let's judge this. And I was like, there is literally no light flicker at all. He pulled that up very well. Yeah, because that's usually the thing, especially with horror, where you need the audience to be submersed and to feel like they're there. You don't want things like flicker that's going to throw them out and put them off.
Yeah,
you got to grab them, and at that point, you no longer have the luxury of running with their reactions. They have to react in a specific way that you want, or they're not going to react right at all.
I really hoped Dead Space had been more of a horror ending. To be honest, it turned out a bit more like a classic Star Wars: The Clone Wars episode, but
it did. But the real quick about Dead Space though, during the film, dude, as I was recording lines for Captain Stone, I was envisioning like what was happening. I can't say anything obviously on here until it's out, but I was like, oh dude, so scared.
Yeah, that's how I was kind of envisioning it, more along the lines of horror when I put together the CGI, the way I lit the scenes. Typically with space scenes I've done in the past, the lighting has been a bit more, or with a higher level of contrast where everything kind of pops a little bit more. But you see, there's a shot of some Venator Star Destroyers in the film, and, they're actually kind of, there's shadows being cast on them. So it's kind of like the destroyers are sitting in the shadow of a planet. So it's very eerie.
I think
lighting goes a long way, to contributing to the atmosphere of horror films.
Yes.
Yeah, the music as well. The music or lack of music is also quite a good. I always thought actually Alien did a really good horror music, sort of, because it made it sound empty somehow. It was, I always bounce back to that when I think about it. Another thing I wanted to say.
It wasn't.
No, go on, Chris.
I'd say perhaps it wasn't so much the lack of music as it was the way the music conveyed things. Like I think of Jaws, for instance. Jaws, it's the dun 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 dun. It's nothing complex, and it's nothing that really stands out musically, but it's just enough to get you there. and to create this feeling of uh-oh. In fact, if you think about it, it almost feels like a really slow heartbeat, slowly escalating. Which is pretty ingenious. Well, I had a lit teacher a while back who said, try watching a horror movie without music or sound. And I thought, that's not going to fly at all. Because in order to fully immerse the audience, as we were saying, you have to catch them at every angle. And it's tricky.
Yeah.
So tricky.
The filmmaking, just looking at the filmmaking style, because obviously, I think brick filmers, we all have like our own styles that no matter what we're doing, it's sort of like, I sometimes think if you know a brick filmer well enough, you can tell their content without knowing it's theirs. And actually, this film really reminded me of the way Austin shoots his films. So I was like, oh, that's really interesting. It's quite it's hard
I
to
kind of see what you mean.
How do I shoot my films? I'm so curious now.
I would say the cinematography has a lot to do with it. The framing of the shots.
Yeah,
you do a lot of letterboxing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Oh, other thing I wanted to point out real quick. Go ahead, Tom.
What? Tom?
No, I'm kidding.
What?
I'm kidding. No, because Austin gets very to the point with his actions, which is good. But yeah. I just when I was watching it, I was like, this is really like an Austin film.
Oh, well, thank you.
Final thought before we move on. I just wanted to comment on the characters, specifically the bad guys in this film. You don't really think of it too much, when it comes to brick filming, because not everybody has the luxury of having a ton of Lego minifigures to choose from. But the minifigures for this particular film, like these two bad guys, they look like bad guys. I mean, the one guy with the mustache, he looks like Trevor from Grand Theft Auto, and what's his name from The Walking Dead.
I see it now.
He looks like a psychopath. And so does his right hand man there with the rifle. They look like the kind of people who would kill somebody in cold blood and not really feel a thing. So, excellent choice of actors. Will Andrew?
Oh man, yeah, Chris, what did you want to say to end that?
Oh no, I was just agreeing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Although it is something fun to mention. I've watched a lot of brick films where someone's trying to do like a comedy series and introduce characters, and there's sometimes where they create a character and you totally buy it. Like, oh, I see the personality, I remember their name, which is a big way I test things. And then there's some cases where it seems like the character exists, but they're never really expanded upon enough to make them feel like more than just a minifigure.
I absolutely agree. I know what you're talking about.
Like, what was it? I want to say it was Sunspace Studios. He has a series that he's been working on. And
actually, that's where we're headed next.
Oh, perfect. You know what? I'll just wait for that then.
Yeah, we're headed there. I've got lots to say. I have lots to say on this film.
Wow. I'm hyped. I'm not as hyped as I am for Red 6 album. That's how hyped I am.
All right, so we are talking about...
Wait, whoa.
Go ahead.
Red has a 6th album coming out?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry, go on, continue. We'll talk later, Chris. We'll talk later.
All right.
I can't talk about Disney Lego, but you can talk about this a lot.
Anyways, we are talking about a film called The Adventures of Tyler and Henry, Ep.1, Visitors, by Sunspace Studio Productions. And this actually, I believe, is kind of a sequel, if you will, from another film that he did called Quest for the Framestone, which is something you're going to want to watch either before or after you watch this, because that film really develops the characters for this film. Basically, Henry is a kind of quirky inventor with a mild caffeine addiction, as he puts it, and Tyler is actually, I believe he was a stop motion animator. I believe that's what he was doing at the start of Quest for the Framestone.
I remember that. And,
this is
how meta it was.
Yeah, he's looking for something new in his life to do, something exciting, because things feel kind of flat, and they kind of team up for an adventure to find this thing called the Frame Stone, which has the power to slow down the frame rate of this Lego world that he's created. So I like that, that brick filming reference. It's very interesting.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a lot to love about this first episode in this series here. The characters, as Chris was saying, they're very fleshed out here. They've got good voice acting. They have personality. They feel like more than a minifigure. So he does a great job with that. On top of that, I like a lot of what he's done, with the animation. He has a lot of practical effects of, things breaking. Henry's entire house is, filled with his inventions here, from stairs that kind of retract into a ramp to a coffee assembly line, basically.
Which was very well animated. And the sound
very well animated.
That was very well animated. I will give him that. Definitely.
Yeah, he's got, Henry has this cat that kind of throws a fit when it hasn't been fed, and he goes around breaking a bunch of stuff. So there's broken glass. That was a nice practical effect.
Yeah, the stove lights on fire, and it's just going in the background as Henry is consuming his coffee. The frame here, third cup of coffee.
Yeah.
It's so much personality.
Yeah, and I really liked the two antagonists as well. The kind of the henchman of the guy who runs the Invention Corporation. Basically, I forget his name. But,
I don't think he's been given a name, actually. He's kind of a shady background bad guy.
I believe he had a name in Quest for the Framestone. But yeah, these two characters, they fit this trope so well of a kind of smart guy who thinks he's really sharp-witted, and just this total idiot who's his sidekick, he's basically the muscle of this pair
with rockets in his car.
Yep.
Yeah.
And while we're on that note, this is an example of taking a cliche or a trope and using it to its fullest potential.
Absolutely.
Because you look at these villains and you go, oh, I know what's going to happen. And yet you actually have no clue, because the rest of the film, it plays on that theme so well that you get absorbed into it. It's fantastic. Yeah.
And and the humor in this is at times laugh out loud. I thought the part where the neighbor, who's this this redneck hick with a shotgun in the yard, y'all better step away from my hubcaps.
I love that. That was
gracious.
Like that was probably the funniest part of that entire film.
Yeah, that voice acting for the neighbor, that impression was great. I love that.
It was fantastic. It makes me want to take all my extra hubcaps from my Speed Champion sets and send them to Sun's face and say, "Look, I want to see more of this guy. Here's where you can begin."
Can you be like this outlier and everything else?
Yeah, yes. I do hope we see more of him as the back of the woods neighbor.
Oh yeah, Gareth, you didn't accept my friend request on Facebook. That hurt me. Anyway, I just was thinking about that randomly. Back to the review. The only criticism, because you guys know me, I love criticizing people and making people feel like crap. That's my signature thing. The walk cycle was atrocious. It made me want to drink bleach.
It's different. It definitely has, I'm surprised you dislike it that much. While it's not, the stereotypical, walk cycle for 15 FPS, it's a very brick filmy walk cycle.
No.
More like I'm rewatching it right now to see if I can see it.
No. It's
yeah. What's kind of weird is that they kick their legs back too far when when the one leg goes back while the other one's going forward.
Well, first of all, there is in a walk cycle, there is no kickback of the leg at
exactly.
all. So the fact that there was a kickback, I was just like, well, and also even when they bring their legs up forward, it's too far as well. I'm just like,
It kind of looks like marching, maybe goose stepping a little bit. So hey, that might be like
But
the
also
one
that
thing
that
to
probably
work on
matches the genre of what he's going for this specific episode as well.
possibly.
See, it seems
I would
like
say, go ahead.
it seems like it's following one of the basic principles of animation, exaggeration. So as really exaggerated leg movements for the kicking like that. I think the only way in which that excuse doesn't solve the problem is that it should be a little bit faster, so we really feel the exaggeration. Otherwise, I think Austin's right. It's not exactly a walk cycle that feels right. It's close, but it's not quite to one extreme or the other yet.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you really see any running in this film, but I believe okay. I was gonna say the run cycle looked a little better.
No.
Okay.
I'm watching it right now, trying to see if there are any good ones.
I haven't seen this. I'm gonna watch this. I'm gonna super notice this now. And it's gonna be like, okay, I see what he was saying.
But regardless, that's probably like the one area where we could probably all agree on. Some improvement would be in order.
Yeah. I'm not like legitimately like bashing. Definitely needs improvement in the walk cycle, but other than that, like it reminded me. Do you guys remember Walter Benson at all?
Oh, I know Walter Benson.
Yes,
he's fantastic.
Yes, it reminded me of his films so much, and I am obsessed with Walter Benson. I literally illegally downloaded all of his videos, and I have them playing on a loop whenever I animate. I love Walter Benson.
Man, that's the way it goes. That's one of my favorite Brick films ever. Okay, now we're going on tangents, but I'm starting to see the resemblance that you're talking about, and I definitely think that Sunspace, he's picked a great genre, medium. I'm not entirely sure what specifically it is, but something about it just feels like Walter Benson, but with his own style, and it feels just right.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I've seen anything by Walter Benson, but what this film actually gave me kind of vibes of was, what if, because the colors, in each of the shots, they're very contrasted. There's a lot of saturation, and I feel like that's common to like a Michael Hickok's film, if you will.
Now that you mention it,
yes.
Just the look of it, not the animation, because again, they use a different walk cycle, and that's glaringly different. But just kind of the use of the newer Lego minifigure heads and faces, stuff like that, was kind of giving me those kind of vibes. It's just a very clean, nice set design.
Yes, and I definitely think the whole set just has so much character to it, as the characters do. The bright contrast kind of plays it to the quirkiness of Henry. The coffee machine we talked about earlier. The fact that there's a gear just lying on the front of his lawn. I was staring at that going, what in the world? It took me a second to remember that he's an inventor and he just does his thing. And then I was like, oh. And one of those things where it made me feel confused. But then again, if you assume Henry's a normal person like everybody else does in this film, then it is weird. It's the whole atmosphere of the set. So much character. I could just, wow. Just wow.
So, yeah, all around, great film, very entertaining. I can't wait to see the second episode of this. I mean, hopefully it doesn't take too long because, yeah, it was great.
Hopefully it's not like Planet TR-57.
Oh my god!
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
You see the first episode and you're like, this is going to be great. And then it's like years and it's like, oh, by the way, we cancelled it. And it's like, oh, really?
Yeah,
so Sunspace, don't be like that. We want to see more of this.
Yep. Sunspace, you have a national treasure on your hands.
Okay, I'm gonna be straight up honest here when it comes to quickly like Michael Hickox. He's the only YouTuber right now, aside from like Forest Fire and Kesh and all the other bigger people, who deserves the subscribers that he has.
Yes.
Only one.
Hickox may be formula based, but they're great formulas.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to argue with that.
This was that it was kind of like a Michael Hickox film, but with more depth. More character depth. And again, it breaks that formula.
Yes. And not to say there's something wrong with formulas, but eventually a formula, you put something in, you get the same thing out.
Yeah.
Will you ever expect anything different, and will people ever expect anything different? Whereas this Tyler and Henry, they know when to use the formula, as in the mysterious bad guy cliche, or I guess trope would be more appropriate. The bumbling idiot and his smarter than, well, he's not actually smarter than sidekick. Those are formula things that work. But he also throws in some very non-formulaic things, like some really good sound design, which often is not emphasized enough in Brick films, I feel. Very unconventional set that I'm surprised he didn't bump half the things in there. I would have bumped everything with these things.
Yeah, Henry's house has a lot of furniture.
Which I found impressive.
Yeah, again, set design was great.
Yeah,
wow.
It's funny when you hear filmmakers talk about a film, and then you hear people that don't make films talk about films, and they just talk about totally different things. Like, we're all sat there like, oh man, he just walked diagonally. That is crazy.
What in the world?
Okay,
Yep.
Rolf, to combat that, I mean, I've been subscribed to him since he was at 15,000 subscribers. It's the only reason why I say that. I've been subscribed to him for a very long time, and his quality improved over time. And before this becomes what it did back in season 1, I'm not gonna go on we're never gonna go on oh, we hate these people for no reason, or we hate anyway. We don't. We're just very extremely critical people, and I think that's.
Well, the criticism isn't because we want to feel superior or we just hate things.
No,
there's some things in the community that just aren't perfect, and I'm sure if we wanted to, we could all present an example of stuff we've done that isn't perfect.
Yeah. If we I know Blacksmith, but I feel I don't know. Next, I'm actually doing an interview with Titan Pictures. And you guys know, last season I ranted about him for the longest time, and he has like 133,000 subscribers or whatever. And I actually talked to him. He's a really nice guy. But I wasn't a fan of him for the longest time just because of how he exploded on YouTube, and that was just me being really jealous. But he's actually he's actually
I don't know how it is.
He's actually a really cool guy. He's in Germany. So we're going to be doing a Motion Talks episode hopefully very soon. But I don't want to go back into the, people who deserve XYZ, although it is very difficult, though, to see, and this isn't coming from a place of arrogance at all, but it's really annoying and frustrating to see bigger channels than myself who have such a low quality rate of their films, and then you have, if you go in the comment sections and they're like, hey, this stuff is amazing, I've never seen something like this before, and I'm like, what? This guy is shooting in 6 FPS with a webcam. What?
Yeah, it's
so
tricky.
Triggered. It gets so triggered, but anyway.
It's tricky though, because look at this. If we spend so much time working on things, and yet it's going to be inevitable that there are some people out there who will produce things that may not be technically good, but people find enjoyable.
But then on the flip side, then you see films that are super high quality, and you're like, Jesus, this guy's really going places. And you look at it, it's 120 views, and it's just
just why? But you know what? This is where we can take opportunities to showcase other people. Let's see here. Tyler and Henry is at 418 views. That's good. Maybe we can bump it up just by this one podcast.
Yeah, Tyler and Henry definitely deserve.
Has anyone seen the new feature on YouTube that's oh, actually, I don't think this is what I thought it would be. I think oh no, it is. You can share stuff now.
Yeah, with direct people.
I mean, you could do it before, but I think that's going to be really cool.
But it works. I wanna address real quick what Richard said. Quality isn't everything. I strongly disagree with that. There's the difference between quality of animation and then quality of picture. So back in the day, Forest Fire didn't have the greatest webcam, but at the time, back then, his quality of his animation was very good, and people can get over really bad visuals if the quality of animation is there. But you can't have both. You can't have poor quality in picture and overall presentation and poor quality stop motion. Then it becomes, back when you're, like 9 years old with like Bionicle and Movie Maker and like your like,
hey, Movie Maker's still good.
I forget. Tom still uses Movie
Sorry,
Maker.
Windows Live Movie Maker.
Yeah, Windows Live Movie Maker. God.
Actually, on a side note tangent, I got the old version the other day, and I looked at it and I was like, wow, I definitely remembered this being better than it actually is. So,
dude, my first ever brick film was on that old Windows Movie Maker, and oh goodness.
Did you guys always used to make the mistake of like when you're really young, you'd save the file but not export it? And then you'd like stuff would move, and then you go back on, and it'd be like nothing would work, and you'd be like,
yeah, I'd misplace all the files.
Yeah. Or like you would never export it, period, and then you'd be all, where's my movie? Why can't I watch my movie except in this one program? Because I had no clue what exporting even was at the time. It was like 7 or 8.
Also on a lighter note, I have a request for the chat. Can everyone who's listening tweet at Austin and just get him to keep his profile picture that he's on at the moment? So I actually think it's quite good, and I think he should stick with a profile picture for more than 6 minutes.
wait. On YouTube or Twitter?
On YouTube.
Oh, my mushroom cow.
That's a great picture. I really like it.
I thought it was hilarious.
Different colors in the background and stuff. Yeah, keep it. Please keep it.
Yeah.
What's funny is that yesterday Ryan uploaded a trailer for Guns of Cordis, and there's this one point where basically the trailer kind of ends and it cuts to black, but there's still dialogue, or dialogue begins right at that cut there. And right at there was where Ryan chose to put the link to Austin's channel. So all you see is this mushroom, like a mushroom, and talking. And it's just like your brain wants to attribute the voice to that thing, and it's just really weird.
You know what's funny, Tom? You said that. I was actually going to change it tonight. That was on the agenda for today.
You need to keep that, Austin. Like it is now your sig fig.
The mushroom cow?
Yes.
I'm not kidding. All the big YouTubers have stuck with the pictures forever. And people recommend. True. You gotta keep them.
Yep.
But
gotta keep it, man. Hang on, Austin. Do you have a sig fig?
I really want one. But see, okay, guys, what I'm about to say is gonna come off terrible, but no.
Oh boy.
I mean it in the not worst way. It's really, really hard to take a really good quality like sig fig picture when you're black. It's very difficult because like the smile and the eyes are black on brown. It's so bad. It's so bad.
No, you don't use the licensed minifigures. You use the standard minifigures.
Yellow.
That's where it's at. Yeah.
It's super hard to take a picture of your sig fig when Lego doesn't make a decent mold for your hair.
Oh yeah, true.
The same. Yeah, Tom and I have very similar haircuts, and Lego doesn't make a mold for that. And this is a pretty common, general haircut.
Oh my god.
This is my sig fig.
That is a good sig.
He only resembles me just barely. Like the face is too generic compared to most figures, and the hair is only when it looks clean. But you know what? It works.
Oh, that's Chris.
Oh, that's Chris. so if Lego ever makes like an adventure set ever again, and that figures in, we're like, oh hey dude, when did Chris get into Lego? Oh my god.
The Chris set.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I met one of my great friends in the brick film community, the infamous Weasel, because he made a random minifigure and put it in his brick film, and it just so happened to be my sig fig. He wasn't even intending. He had the red cup and everything, Where's my red cup at?
Oh, the red cup.
I'll just use
that's every Rebel technician's dream.
Oh, and there goes my manta ray bomber again. So he had that in my minifigure, and he just says, "Hey, I have your sig fig in my video," and I thought, what are the odds Yeah. So there's some tips, Austin. Make your minifigure super generic, kind of like the next Emmett,
You just have to
and
smiley
he'll show up
face.
everywhere. You'll be famous.
No, like, see, I like the mushroom cow, but
Oh god, he's gonna change it.
I won't change it. I won't change
He's
it.
gonna change it.
But know that I want
I
to.
dare you. I double dare you to keep it for the rest of this year.
Oh, dude.
You're asking the
ultimatum.
impossible, Tom.
Dude.
I know.
Dude.
How about some sort of ultimatum? If Austin changes his profile picture, he has to put a fidget spinner video on his channel.
Yeah, he needs some motivation.
Can I at least like can I change it like one more time before I do that?
Yeah.
Because like
Nah.
I don't know.
It's a mushroom cow. Like
Yeah.
come on.
Under Shadow Productions, keep
What
the
was-
mushroom cow from the wrath of the brick filming community.
Oh, he has spoken.
What was
Undershadow
Tom
has
Cruise
spoken.
for the longest time? Wasn't his just like a? Was it a creeper phase? Oh no, it was a dinosaur man.
Who?
Thomas Ridgewell's.
Oh yeah, it was. It was.
And that was super him. Like you see that figure and you're like, oh yeah,
Fine.
gotta get a trademark.
Hey, the
Nobody's
public
gonna
has spoken, man.
Justin just put a pic of Samuel L. Jackson. Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh gosh.
Oh gosh, just Mace Windu or Nick Fury, just in there.
Mushrooms are beautiful, too.
Like Mace Fury.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right.
A mushroom though, the mushroom it's fantastic. I haven't seen anybody else do it like that, so you gotta keep it, man.
Yeah, dude, you
All
gotta
right.
keep it.
Or
Alright.
you gotta keep it for at least.
I love the blank expression on its face.
All right, keep it. You gotta keep it till the end of the year, or we'll make you do a fidget spinner video.
Yeah, or
All right,
1,000.
all
No,
right.
you heard it here, guys. That's the
All
deal.
right. All
It's an
right.
ultimatum.
You know how hard that's gonna be, though. Like,
I know. I mean, I don't even want to touch a fidget spinner with my hands.
I'm gonna be doing this every time I have like a really cool shot of a figure and I want to change it because it looks that cool. Be like,
Okay, we will give you permission to upload,
No, don't
pictures
do
like
it.
that to Instagram or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
To satisfy your urge.
oh gosh,
This
Really?
is intervention, Austin. It's because we
Super
care.
Terrible.
Yeah, it's an event, right.
This is why you have friends. We're here for you, man.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Except for this helicopter blade. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna let the helicopter blades go.
Except for those helicopter blades.
Yeah, what is that? Is that like that's that you were building the other day? Was that like a Blacktron helicopter or something like that?
I actually have it right here. I've been playing around with it. It's Alpha Team.
Alpha Team. Yes. Oh my
It's
god.
like, oh, stuff's my jam.
Dude,
and
after
that
you
is propeller thing, which is pretty fun. But there's a comic in the back of the instruction booklet. And Lego's comics in the olden days, they had like the weirdest onomatopoeia ever. So I was expecting something like whip, 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 whip for the helicopter blades, or something like vrrr. Just try and do that. No, it's WHUP. Wup, wup, wup. Like, what is this? What kind of word is this, Lego? Well, apparently everybody in the stream when I was building the sets was all, oh, it's completely normal. Like, how is that normal? I've never heard that before.
I love this.
helicopters, Tom, tell us, do helicopters sound different in Europe? It's like your police sirens.
It's like if you go to France, actually, it just goes le whoop, le whoop, le whoop, le whoop. This one is like,
Yes.
oh.
We need to get a guy from Bric-a-Brac to confirm this. Oh god!
Lego made some really good themes back in the day. I remember that after you tweeted about Lego Island's anniversary or whatever, or after the guy who created it, he died.
Oh, one of the developers had passed away. Yeah.
Yeah, I went on a kick for like nostalgia with like old Lego games. I watched like a playthrough of that game. I'm like,
dude, do you guys remember that game that you could play on Lego.com where you were that Technic car in a store?
Yes!
Yeah.
Oh man, the Supersonic RC.
You could get onto the ceiling. Like,
oh man.
oh man.
That was my first ever Lego game on the site. That's been a favorite forever.
Yeah, Alpha Team and Rock Raiders, two of my favorites right there. Great games,
those are fantastic
great themes. I wish Lego did original themes like that nowadays because, oh, sweet, the Granite Grinder.
Yep, I got this the other day in that big Bricklink package. Dang. While we're talking brick films, I want to see a Rock Raiders series. That'd just be awesome.
I looked that up to see if anyone had done a Rock Raiders themed brick film, and I saw one, and it was actually pretty good. You know, especially the way they animated the rock monster, which was basically like just a single plastic piece with an arm that had a hinge on it.
Yep, which is pretty crazy they're able to pull that off. I did a Rock Raiders brick film a while back, but wasn't very good. I might just share it with you guys just for the heck of it.
I still have a bunch of Rock Raiders stuff. I thought about it after watching a playthrough of that game.
Didn't they basically remake it with Power Miners?
They did, but it wasn't the same. It didn't have the staying power.
I really actually liked Aqua Raiders. That had a really limited run.
Oh, Aqua Raiders was fantastic.
Yeah. Rock Raiders was actually the first Lego theme built around a game that they had made. They conceived the idea for the game first, and then...
Oh, really? Was I muted this whole time?
Wow.
Mother.
Yeah. This whole podcast.
Yeah, mother, father.
Oh, someone just dropped Junkbot in the chat. Silly Penta dropped Junkbot.
Do you guys remember Glatorian Arena?
Yes.
I spent so many hours on that game, like leveling up. Dude, I was such a good Gresh. Actually, I was really good.
Basically Bionicle's Mortal Kombat.
I was really good with Kina. Oh my gosh. But
I remember who my main was.
All right, yeah, we are 30 minutes over, I think. So we gotta
yeah, kind of. But we didn't
partially.
This is the pilot episode. This is the season start.
Yeah, this is the season premiere. Of course, it's
hey,
gonna be a little.
I'm willing to keep going if you are. I thought that's what you were gonna say next.
No, I just I didn't know I was muted this whole time. I was really angry because I was throwing a lot of shade at Matt, and I was wondering why he wasn't reacting to it. And I was like, this
okay, let's leave that where it lays.
Oh no, Austin, we should have done that. When Matt turned up, we should have acted like we couldn't hear him.
Oh yes, yes.
Oh my god!
Wow. Goodness gracious, you guys.
Chris. Since we're gonna, be around a lot more, being a part of the main co-host, you'll know that
Chris, don't get in lost.
Yeah,
don't get in lost.
The best part about this group is like the only thing that makes like Matt like so awesome is how he reacts to like outrageous things. Like I don't.
Still, I swear to God, the fruitcake comment that Matt made. I wasn't even.
Oh yeah, that was funny.
That was so good.
Yeah, I'm driving home from work, and there's this guy riding a bicycle in the middle of the left-hand turn lane, and he blocks me from going through the green arrow, and then when the light finally turns green again, he doesn't even use the turn lane to turn. He goes straight through, and so I rolled down my window and I yelled at him like, "Hey, this ain't Portland! Get out of here!"
I wish my roommate was here for that.
Damn
fruitcake!
Fruitcake.
But okay, so none of you guys have like seen like Matt in person, but I mean I've seen what Matt looks like, and seeing Matt get like that level of angry and kind of just like shaking his fist out the window, it's hilarious. And any
I can picture it so well.
I can see it. Oh gosh.
Maybe I'll have to do a face cam for season 2 here.
Maybe for the season finale of season 2, that could be everyone's like incentive.
The big reveal.
Yeah, the big reveal.
Considering
last time, so this time we'll drop Matt's face.
Yeah, considering I've been kind of a mystery personality on YouTube pretty much my entire time here.
Yeah, and
the last episode we will get Matt masks, and we're all Matt.
We'll all get Matt masks.
God, please no.
So I remember when I did my first like face reveal on YouTube, and everyone freaked out, and they're like, "Wait, you're not a white guy?" That was fun. when Matt does his face reveal, everyone's gonna be like, "That voice is coming out of that." Like, I swear.
Wait, you're not An Asian guy? You're not a French guy? I could say that. I'm part Belgian.
Yeah, no. Matt is our resident. I don't want to say our class clown. That's kind of Tom's thing.
Yeah.
We all collectively bully Matt for the sake of lulz. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm the guy in the friend group that everybody gives crap. Let's look at it that way.
Exactly. Helps the ratings.
Yeah. Like for example, like Matt can't get any kills in Battlefront 2, so he just runs around in vehicles because they have higher health pools.
You cannot get an ATRT or an AAT without a bunch of kills to begin with.
He's
Don't give me that.
He's a casual.
The coolest thing Matt did was when he made up that fictional
stink bug. Look, I can't even open my window right now because there are so many outside, and they just like glom onto the screens.
Wait, how are they not like away? Isn't it colder down there yet, or is it hot?
We've had an unseasonably warm fall so far in Chicagoland.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
up here in Montana, we had snow on Monday, and I'm like, what in the world? Why?
It's October.
Wow.
Oh yeah, my grandpa lives in Montana, and yeah, they get a lot of snow.
Well,
Oh
Joe,
boy.
if we have like a centimeter of snow in this country, the whole country shuts down. Everyone starts panicking. There's like screaming in the distance, sirens. It's
See,
like
the UK is kind of like, interesting.
we're so fragile.
You guys, like, you don't get very hot, but you also don't get very cold either.
No, we sit in a very, very consistent temperature margin.
Yeah, and it's weird because I'm pretty sure you're farther north than, most of the northeastern United States.
Oh, Tom. I need your times when you're like the least busy in the beginning of next year, because I need to book my tickets to go, and I need to make sure.
Nice, man.
Road trip.
I need to make sure that you're available.
Dude, we're gonna go to the biggest Lego store in the world. It's gonna be crazy.
You guys are gonna vlog this, right?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Please. You better. I want to see this.
Gonna meet Tom. Dude, Matt, you should come.
Yeah, dude. Like my dad flies to London all the time, so
dude,
just
let's go.
back on the flight.
To
Head on over there.
Yeah,
that'd be freaking awesome.
Fun.
and Chris's dad can come as well.
Yeah, can come.
All right, pack up, Dad. We're going to London.
Oh my gosh! For those of you guys who weren't here for season 1, Chris's dad was a co-host on episode 4.
Yeah, guys, go find that. It's worth a laugh.
Like episode 4 is something like that.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to London and a couple other places. I'm taking like 3 weeks off of work, so like I'll be there a while.
Nice. That'll be fun.
But all right, guys, we are a little bit over time, and I have to get ready for stuff after. And we usually do our post live stream complaining and reviews about what happened and stuff today. So thank you guys all for hanging out, and thank you, Chris, for joining the team. Definitely was a great acquisition.
Dude,
Matt
I'm so hyped.
As soon as this finishes, I'm going back to 30 minutes and listening to it again. I'm like, yeah.
I'm gonna raise
Stop that shit.
Tom. I'm gonna give you a $15 an hour raise. Chris, you're gonna get a raise as well. Matt, due to budget cuts, we're gonna have to cut yours to like $5.75 an hour. I know it's under the legal minimum wage, but we'll figure it out. But anyway,
I'm going to the union for this. You're gonna hear from them. You'll pay for this.
Matt, don't worry. We can go back frame
102.
frame 6.
Let's go make our own podcast, Tom. Frame 102.
Here's the thing, Matt. We are the union.
That's democracy, isn't it?
Oh,
God.
With us today, thank you, Chris, Tom, Matt. Yeah, that's your name, and everyone else in chat. You guys are awesome. We will see you guys next week for another episode.
All right, take it easy, guys.
Take it easy.